Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So for this quest here, it does bring us back out into House Jurasco to continue our Age of Rage chain. Now again, this is in House Jurasco at the hospital here, kind of the southwestern side. And so we finished our first two. Now we just have our third one here, given by Dabney. Again, you can do this one, Urquhart's quest, and Elsa's quest in any order. You just got to make sure that you do Brill's quest first, then again any of these three, and then finally the last part there. So for this quest here, there are a lot of one chance optionals. And what I mean by that is you get one attempt. If you get it wrong, you can't just try again. It's a one and done. Alright, so I am going to summon a hireling here for us. Let's get some death ward going. So, along with these optionals, these optionals really help to speed the quest along.
Trading their goods and stories with smaller folk.
Yeah, so with these optionals, like I said, it really helps to speed things along. This is due to the fact that once you do these optionals correctly, what happens is those types of enemies are now on your side. So with these giants here, what you can do is you can use concentration to talk to them well. If you fail a concentration check, then obviously they won't help you. You kind of tell them that you want them to die, and doesn't work very well. You're not very persuasive in this aspect. Alright. So for this fire giant soldier, we just gotta again wait for him to finish talking. Once we're done talking, we have these ancient altars. Now with these altars, again, if you get the wrong answer, or even if you open up the menu and then just walk away, it will count it as a fail. So you definitely don't want to do that. You do want to go in and obviously get the correct answers. Now each altar is always in a set specific location, and it's always the same answer for each of the shrines. So we'll get this guy here first. Alright, so for the altar here, it is our fire altar. So I'm going to select the altar, and the answer for our fire altar is our lawbringer here.
A spirit appears before you.
So he'll come and he's appeased, he's happy. Now the next one we got right here is actually our air altar. And for that one, it is Karak the Final Guardian.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
And again, when doing these, any of the enemies around the outside, they'll actually be on our side here. Now if we continue following the road, as you'll see, I have explored a little bit. I did come in here and just to refamiliarize myself with the quest. So for this one here, we do want to approach Iona. And again, we want to take Iona's side. In taking her side, again, it just helps to limit the amount of enemies in this area that we have to fight. So as you see, there's those fire elementals. He spawns them in, but they're actually on our side. Oh, or not. So yeah, these specific ones, they are not, which I do understand. Sorry about that, that was my mistake. So may Volcor bless their passing. So it does assist in going through here. So now at this point, if we kind of hug the right wall here, we're going to come up and around. As you see, we have an ancient altar up the hill. And we're going to want to head to that one. Now this one here is actually the Earth Altar. So for this one, we do want to select Roa of the Jungle Leaves.
A spirit appears before you, if only for a moment of peace.
And all the while, as you're going through this area, there are going to be some things that you can interact with. And they kind of have random locations, including Brawn Pits as well. He's in a semi-random location. Oh, we're gonna get ourselves some leg. So as we approach, as you see, we have a guy here, and he's actually going to pacify all our scorpions. So anytime you see a Volcor person, after talking and siding with Iona, they will actually become passive and assist you in fighting. So again, it will really speed things up, as obviously that is that many less enemies you got to deal with. So up there we do have our last altar. We also have some elementals. Now if we actually just rush past them, selecting the altar and then selecting the bloody spirits of Vanor, as you can see, these guys, they all of a sudden became passive for us. And our Volcor, so it really, as you can see, really helps to have all these guys on our side. And then when we select this, as you see, it does spawn in some enemies. If we drag these enemies up here, we now have all their assistance in helping us fight. And obviously, that just makes it super easy. Obviously, another thing is if you are with a group, you know, feel free to split up so you can find these locations faster. Of course, getting the altars. Aside from, you know, out here, where having the altars just kind of, one, makes it less fighting, two, gives you allies. It also brings in the fact that the end fight, it will also bring in some allies here for you. Alright, so we got the big staff there. Get some fungus. Some more of these guys that are just going to become passive. Alright, so here's another one here. We have a driftwood log. That is another one of the ones that we have to collect.
You found a piece of driftwood wrapped in a spider web. A curious place for a spider to make a home.
And again, I just love getting these guys on our team and having one of them have spawned in, say for example, like they did with the Famine Reaper. As soon as you hit that, that's what, four extra like allies assisting you in killing those Reapers. Really makes things go so much faster. Alright. Alright. So this chest here would have spawned in when we had picked up the giant spear with the giant skull. Where that the Scaro spawns in, that's where the chest spawns in. Alright, so now let's head up and around the corner here. And that will actually bring us to a red named giant warlock. As you can see, we can't actually converse with them. It doesn't even give us a dialogue option. The only option it gives us is to attack. So that is what we're going to do here. Alright. And from this group, if we continue down the edge, we are going to have ourselves a nice little chest. Now, one thing, as you'll see with these elementals, how they're not quite on our side. What happens with these ones is, if they are already spawned in when you activate the altar, so if we would have waited and activated the altar after we had spawned them in, they would then convert to our side. Because they spawned in after the fact, as you can see, they are no longer on our side. So what you can actually do is have, either run past and this is when you activate them, or wait to activate the fire one until after these guys spawn in. Having a party member just literally hide at the altar, and as soon as that actually kind of tickled. As soon as they spawn in, of course, at that point they would then just talk, activating the elementals there. So we've spoken with them politely. And of course we can turn around and kill them as well, just by selecting a non-polite response and dealing with them that way. Now again, we are looking for brawn pits. And you can just saw them there. Alright, so it wasn't brawn pits, but it was the mother scorpion, which we do need to kill. And the reason is we do need to pick up that scorpion stinger.
Reflecting on the deep respect the Valkyrie drow have for these creatures and their courage.
Alright, so there's brawn pits hiding up there. And again, we do want to talk to him friendly. So brawn pits, as you can tell, it doesn't really give you a choice other than to talk with them friendly. And from this point, as he did kind of disappear on us, but he makes his way to his camp, which would be up here, where the stew cauldron is. Now, as you can see, these guys are active against us, and there is a reason for that, and it's story related. It's this fight, no matter what you do, these guys will always be aggressive. Just this one group here, though. If you happen to drag any enemies to like a previous group of allies, they will assist you. Like that guard is there. Alright. Now once everyone is dead, what you're going to want to do is go ahead and use this comfy fur bedroll. And here he is. At this point, he will ask you for some items. So driftwood home to a spider, scorched dream on a spit, and the tip of a protector's courage. So those are those 3 items that we have already collected. And then we just place them into the stew cauldron, gives us a little extra XP. And then he tells us to lie down, in which case we are once again going to use our bedroll. Alright, so now we need to take a nap.
You lay down on the bed of furs. Perhaps oblivion will take you for a spell. if you can just get past the anger that boils within.
Once you're done resting, you do wake up in this room here. Now, he kind of lets you know that, hey, I brought you to my cave, and
Touch nothing. Brawn pits repeats as he leaves.
and he eventually just leaves. At this point, as you see, we do have a shrine, but while we're here, we are going to have some enemies start spawning in.
Why the forge? The fire giant stammers as he stares at you in disbelief. What are you
And
doing
we can
here?
talk to him. Now this will be our last talk to them friendly. As you see, I did fail. Which kind of sucked, but as we do this, as you see, we have a couple of our friends here. So we have one of each elemental that we had successfully talked to. And they're assisting here for the end fight. And yeah, basically we gotta just fight this guy. It's kind of a simple, straightforward quest. Got a few optionals around the outside edge. Talking to the altars, making sure you get the right ones. You do need a high concentration to be able to talk to these guys, so if you have casters or anything like that, they're the ones that you're going to want to go to. And that's it. Once you're done talking with him, he'll give you the XP. And we'll get a nice little end loot chest here. Now as you see, we do have one additional giant of the Sulat League. That would have been the fire giant at the fire shrine. After talking to him peacefully, we could have turned around and killed him, and that would have given us our optional for that. And then again, our optional for the big bad boss that we failed that conversation. If we would have talked to him peacefully, we would have got the optional for talking to him peacefully, but then he wants to fight you anyway, so you'd get that optional there. So as you can see, a decent amount of experience. It took us 21 minutes. We had gotten, what did we get? We got 18,000 plus a few optionals here. So it's overly not too bad. And of course you can do that a lot faster if you do have a group. From here, all that's left is to turn in. Well, thank you guys so much for joining. It's been a blast, and I'll see you guys later. Have a good one all.